Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds, your fastest Iraqi dinar summary on the net. Everybody's being very quiet. I'm going to bring you this summary. It was 12:22 when I last looked at the clock. I just did a members live stream about how I study the Bible. So if you want that, become a member at the lowest level and you'll be able to access it. It was really good and it was really fun. And it was a really quiet live because only my members were there. So now I'm going to give you the basics of what I've learned from my intel, my anonymous military sources. This Iraqi dinar came out on Handle Forex on June 8th. We broke the news, okay? That means the Iraqi citizens can take their paper dinar, assume this is paper currency, dinar, like you have in your, it's all over the world, okay? 90% of these paper dinars have been taken in to the citizens have taken them into the banks because they trust the bank, they trust Sudani, they trust the new systems, they see 911, they see security is off the streets now, just regular police are there policing their streets, and so they trust the banking systems. So why? They've taken their paper currency in because they trust the system, and they are using digital cards, ATMs, they're using direct deposit, which means the taxes are being taken out of their checks, just like here in the U.S., they're closer to the U.S. than they've ever been, and they've got the state-of-the-art system based on all the articles I've researched over the years, 3 years of doing all the detailed articles coming out of Iraq. The World Health Organization approves of they've supposedly done the steps to ascend to the WTO, although we haven't got that finalized. Evidently, they're really close to shipping the oil. Everybody's quiet about everything. My contacts have had to go silent for a lot of reasons so they don't get in trouble. And so, guys, they're keeping it really quiet because nobody's supposed to know the timing. They can't leak it out, but I believe it's already done. Why? Because I have this FX article that was given to me by my other military contact who's out of the military now, and he sent it to me, Mr. T. And if you want to know what he really thinks when he mentioned this and then sent it to me that day, it was on August 25th Zoom. So if you're a Miracle Manifestation member, you have access to that Zoom. You just have to go look at it under the members channel. So you can see that. So what he said is that, so this is Iraq's banks. They're on Handle Forex on Coinbase. I checked it out. They're still there. They're averaging between 127 and 150. We've seen it as high as 284 before everybody knew that we were watching them. They rolled this out very quietly. Still haven't told anybody about it. So they're on Coinbase, on Handle Forex, the Iraqi dinar coin that's running the whole system. That it's an AI-based system. It's a blockchain-based system. It's quantum financial system. You don't have to do anything like the Iraqi citizens. They're already on the system by virtue of taking their currency, getting on direct deposit, or getting an account. You're going to be on the system. So don't let anybody fool you that you have to go to a QFS system outside of the banks. This is the Iraqi dinar that we hold. These are the U.S. banks. See the bright shining USA being restored thanks to whatever you believe. So this is our paper currency we hold. We cannot go to the banks yet. We cannot go to the banks yet. Why? Because even though it's ready, I'll read the memo after this. They're linked. They look the same. The banks look the same. They all look the same. The banks in America have always required to be audited. Iraq has been audited for years. People are just now talking about the auditors. I've been talking about it for years. They've been there for years. Oliver and Wyman, Ernst & Young audited the government of Iraq. Oliver and Wyman audited the Central Bank of Iraq. Our U.S. Treasury's been on the 8th floor of there for like 2 years, figuring out this system so that they can come back and make sure they can roll with this system. So this new system, all the banks are on it. The banks are already choosing their stable coins because you need a stable coin to run this completely. Ripple released their RLUSD when? I don't know, but Bank of America did a deal with them. JP Morgan Chase, they could have done a deal with them 2 years ago and just rolled out the articles now because they want to keep this under wraps. They don't want anybody to be scared. Okay. JP Morgan Chase did the same deal with Coinbase. They're using the USDC, which is on Coinbase. Ripple, RLUSD, and then Trump came out with his own stable coin. So they're going to use the World Liberty Financial stable coin. So there's going to be a choice of stable coins. Freedom will still reign. They are decentralized. That's where you got, some of them are going to choose the XRP rails. Some of them are going to choose other things. That's why it's like a brand new way to make money. I tell you exactly the cryptos I'm invested in, and we'll wait and see what happens. So now here's the Forex article. This means it's released, but you can't call your bank yet. It's ready to be released, but it says release is now dependent solely on coordinated political timing optics. Also, this executive summary dated May 27th, it says this memo confirms that the Iraqi dinar is fully armed for public rate visibility at 481.01. There's no question it's going to come out at 481.01. That is a real rate, a real effective exchange rate. That is their old rate, adjusted for inflation. It says, with active infrastructure integration, live suppression staging, and institutional level confirmation via the Albanian Center 2024 white paper, the rate is suppressed but loaded across all FXVU telemetry layers. That's their new system. The presence of the IQD on the active Forex platforms confirms that institutional infrastructure is engaged. Institutional infrastructure is engaged. They just haven't released it yet, so they don't talk to each other, so you can't look at it. Right now, it still looks like a program rate in Iraq if you Google it. But they're the same. They're the same. They're on the same systems. You understand? The Forex is ready to release it too. They did this. They did this on May 27th. We found out that they floated the Iraqi dinar on Coinbase June 8th within a week. May 27th just happened to be my mother's birthday. So guys, Jesus appeared to me in my Jeep on February 22nd of 2000, the anniversary of her death. He gives you beauty for ashes. So guys, I think this is done. What do you think? It even showed how the old rate right now, it said a screenshot confirms the IQD USD pair is now listed on the ICE Intercontinental Exchange with a real-time bid-ask price of 0.000759. That's what we've always seen. So it validates the live infrastructure status. The rate reflects the suppressed rate reflects the suppressed placeholder of 1310 IQD to USD, not the true preloaded value of 481.01. All blackened indicators confirm the suppression is intentional and not the result of system unreadiness. It's dependent on coordinated political timing. Institutional validation, Albanian white paper. They have reserves over 90 billion. Their import cover exceeds 16.1 months. Exchange gap over 22% proves rate failure. FX suppression driven by political override, not CBI. It's in the hands of the politicians. I think that's why Sudani was on my live stream. I think that's when he put his PhD economist on our live stream the very next day. And I think they're ready to release this. What do you think? Anyways, so there's a lot going on. This is more detailed than I have time for right here, but I will get on my live stream and read the whole thing tomorrow on my live stream at 9 a.m. And tomorrow's the day before my birthday. My husband does go into work, so we're going to be just celebratory cocktail at 2. I'm going to start celebrating my birthday tomorrow at 2. Please join me. Put that on your calendar. We'll be live, and I can answer any questions then. I hope this happens on or around my birthday. So now we go to the summary of everybody else. Mountain Goat, the clock in ticking, talk for Iraq to resolve the issues that the U.S. has stated many times to them. The CBI, through my contacts, has told me they are moving ahead with the project to delete the zeros. Again, I had that up too early so I could save time, and then the ads pop up. That doesn't save time, does it, when the ads pop up? Nope, it doesn't. There we go. So the contact, this is Mountain Goat. The contact has told them that they were moving ahead with the project to delete the zeros. That is from the exchange rate. Remember the 0.00076 versus what, the 481? They have to start with removing the zeros. Under the assumption that their issues will be resolved. Personally, he said, I don't believe they will all be resolved in time for a January 2026 reinstatement. I base this on the slow past performance of Iraq. But remember that, too, that negotiations happen on many fronts, and so Iraq does not perform on all these issues. The U.S. may consider priorities higher on their list than others. He will leave it at that. Yeah, nobody knows. Politics is the whole thing right now. Frank 26, Donald Trump has told you that Iraq needs security and stability, economic and monetarily. Security and stability is going to come when you control Iran. It's that simple. That's his opinion. What do you think? Trump sent an envoy in their meeting and talking with the World Bank, CBI, and all these investor contracts have been signed and rewritten. The thing is, these contracts need a new exchange rate in order to trigger them. In my opinion, Trump gave them the month of September. What do you think? Mark Z, lots of rumors and chatter. Let's hope they are true. Lots of rumors coming out of Reno that it is completed. If you believe half the chatter from Reno, we have already RV'd and we will get our notices this week. My best group contacts refuse to comment, but they are very much expected the group money to be flowing this week. It is encouraging, but cannot verify anything right now. Continue to stay calm. I think we are in a great spot. They're just continue to cloud the timing. Exactly, Mark. And I agree with Mark over everybody else because I've shown you my opinion. I've been giving you the truth, facts, and optimism out of Iraq, and all of a sudden it's slowed to a halt. So you're going to know I'm going to do a Time Is Now live stream, and I hope you'll subscribe and tap the bell. Militiaman, we love him, so I'm going to include him. He said, you've heard my theme about integration into the global financial system. That's exactly what I see happening. In 15 years, I don't think I've ever seen the level of progress that is coming out of Iraq in the news. I agree. Nader from the Middle East. We love Nader. It says, when they come and tell you it's going to happen this week or this month on this day, nobody knows the date and nobody knows who will do much either. They can guess, but nobody knows the price. He goes, I think 322 is fair. Well, I have an FX article that I just told you about, and I will post it again. Look under my posts. That says what it is, and it's already loaded. Mark Z, in Iraq. Iraq's non-oil revenues jumps to 7 trillion dinars thanks to reforms. This has been a big success. Mark Z, that was great for that number. 7 is my favorite number, 7 trillion dinars. Thank you, God, for that. That is a sign to me. Sandy Ingram, the more Iraq moves on to traceable electronic rails, the easier it is for the global partners to say yes to the Iraqi dinar. They are already on the rails. I've shown it to you again and again. They're on Handle Forex. They have their own stablecoin. The citizens don't need to know it. You don't need to know what's going on in your bank. It's up to the banks. It's none of your business, but the banks can talk. They're all on the same system. You want them to be on the same system. So don't bitch about this new digital system. It's already done. All you got to do is subscribe, tap the bell. I'll teach you how to be safe from it so they don't take over your whole life that everybody's going to make you afraid of. Do not fear. Amen. God bless. I'll see you later. Bye.